Okay friends, this is the second part of some quantitative tools in economic research. Okay, and in the last part, that means first part, we have already explained how to calculate simple average growth rate, how to calculate compound annual growth rate, how to calculate or formulate Lorentz curve in Excel. Similarly, Sofer's disparity index, how to calculate. Okay, what is the actual formula, and this video is deals with correlation matrix. Though in the first one I couldn't able to complete that correlation matrix, that is why I have to take help for the second video. So let me start from the first one also. So this is the variable, okay, imaginary or hypothetical variable, suppose the name of the variable, and these are the data structure. So what you have to do, go to data, go to data analysis and correlation. Okay, click correlation. You can give the output range also. Since we have selected A, B, C, D, that is why you have to click this label in first row. Okay, click OK. Okay, so it will come in page number 6. This is our Karl Pearson's our correlation matrix. Look, one thing, there is perfect correlation since A and A, so 1, B and B 1, so all the diagonal elements are 1. Now what we have to do, okay, you can do it in this way also, just copy, paste, okay, and paste. Here this is R, we have to calculate t value. Just you delete the R value because we have to keep R. Okay, we have to keep the 1 diagonal element, that is why we have kept the diagonal element. And here in this matrix we have to calculate p value. Okay, now how to calculate? We can use this formula. This is the formula for page 6. This is the formula for t, calculation of t statistic. Okay, so what is the formula? So this is R into multiplied by square root of n minus 2. N minus 2 is degrees of freedom, n is the total number of observations, minus 2, and 1 divided by 1 minus r square. Okay, so click here, put any r, we are taking suppose this one. Okay, equal to, suppose this value, we are clicking B3. Okay, B3 into n minus 2. N minus 2, n is 6, we know n is 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, therefore 6 minus 2 is 4. Okay, 4 divided by 1 minus r square, 1 minus r square, that means not shift, it will be B3. Okay, B3 shift square, click. Take in this way, the other value you will get automatically. Take in this way, this is the t value. Similarly, take this value also. Sorry, okay, now we have to calculate the p value. How to calculate p value? They according to formula in the t distribution. Okay, so write equal to t distribution, t dist, it will automatically come t distribution. Click here, and then x means here t value. Okay, click any t value, suppose this one, B11, comma, degrees of freedom. As I told, degrees of freedom n minus 2, that means 4, and 2 means 2 tail. Okay, 2 tail, enter. So we got this value. Similarly, dragging by others, so we can able to calculate the other values. In this way you can able to calculate. Now the question is here, there is 5 zeros. Okay, 5 zeros before 3. Okay, so that means this is highly significant. Now you have to compare with the value of 0.05. If it is less than 0.05, less than 0.05, okay, then the value are significant. So almost all the values are significant. That means since all the values are less than 0.05, all values are Okay, so here this value is e to the power minus 0.05, means here before 3 there is 5 zeros are there, before 6 zeros are there, in this way 6 zeros are there, okay, before 3, so all the values are significant. So in this way, for calculating whether the correlation coefficient r is significant or this value is significant or not, or the correlation between a and b, this variable a and b, c and b, or d and c significant or not, we have to calculate t value and side by side p value, and then compare whether the p value is less than 0.05 or not. If it is less than 0.05, that means significant relationship exists between these variables. In this way we can draw the conclusion. So with this I am just concluding part 2. So thank you for watching. That's all.